At Carrabba's Italian Grill, people always seem to be saying, "Wow!" Especially now, because you can take home our delicious sauté-to-order spaghetti and homemade meatballs made with our family recipe absolutely free.
Homemade spaghetti and meatballs for free? Just wow!
Order one of your Carrabba's favorites, Chicken Brian, Chicken Marsala, Polo Rosa Maria, or our Chicken Trio, and take home made-from-scratch spaghetti and meatballs.
For tomorrow night's dinner, free? Wow!
Hurry into Carrabba's today and get free spaghetti and meatballs for tomorrow. Limited time only, now through May 6th. Carrabba's, Italian worth talking about.
Blog Talk Radio.
And hello out there in Blog Talk Radio land, honey, the United States and across the globe. Honey, you know what time it is, and I hope you have all of your crumpets, darling, because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Beats. Hello, babies. I am just getting in. Well, I'm recuperating, honey. I got home yesterday. For those of you who did not know, I had to do a little furlough. We were requested to go out to D.C. to go do some coverage for D.C.'s Black Gay Pride. And I will just say it was an experience, okay? It was just an experience, honey, and yeah. You know, we've learned a lot of things about ourselves and about this business we call show, honey. We've learned a lot. So just be willing to hear a lot of the footage that we've gotten, honey. We're putting all of it together, and all of that footage will be at AtlantaLGBT.com on the webpage over there, AtlantaLGBT.com/Big Meech. You can catch me over there, and all of the footage that we did from there would be over on that particular website. Okay, we couldn't stream it here on Blog Talk because I wasn't finna ready to go through all that. Okay. So we just did an location remote, live pre-record, if you will, and it was streamed over there, okay? And I will let you know when all of that is up and everything. But just go check the website periodically, and you'll be able to catch in all of the fun. However, I am having such a wonderful time here because, as you know, today is not our regular day. This is a special edition show, and we had to do a special edition show because, my darlings, with my guest today, honey, we're preparing for our big premiere on tomorrow. So we wanted to make sure that everything was in place. Now, before I get to him, let me make sure that you guys know what's going on, honey. If you want to join in on the conversation, please feel free to call in at 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. The tea room is also open as well. I see Pharaoh's Box is over there. Hey, Box, what's going on? So, yeah, if you're listening by computer and want to join in on the conversation or want to have questions and comments or whatever, feel free to go over there. Now, let me say this. Over here in the tea room, honey, remember we are in this technological age where everything is all texting and tweeting and everything is being written. So when you go to read it, a lot of us react to the written word based on our own experiences. So a lot of times you may think somebody's trying to neck roll you and finger snap you and this, that, and the other, and that may not be the case. So just use your discretion, honey, when you're over here, and dish your tea responsibly, okay? I just want you to understand that. Dish your tea responsibly. It's okay to disagree. Just don't be disagreeable. Because if I come in here, honey, and I find out that y'all are sitting up here cutting up and carrying on, the children will get cut to the white meat, and I'm not playing, honey. I am not playing. I'm getting older, and I'm learning that my patience for bullshit, honey, is at a zero. Okay, and then I'm starting to go into those negative regions, honey. So please, 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 dish your tea over there responsibly. Now, let me say this because I did say a curse word, so let me say my little disclaimer right here. Dishing tea with Big Meech is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on Dishing Tea with Big Meech is not appropriate for children and anyone who are not responsible to handle the topic, so your listening discretion is advised. I will repeat. Dishing Tea with Big Meech is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on Dishing Tea with Big Meech is not appropriate or suitable for children or anyone who is not mature to handle the subject matter. So your listening discretion is advised. As you just heard me say, honey, I'm getting older now. Honey, I've earned the right to every 3, 4, 5, 6-letter word that come out of my mouth, every 14, 15-syllable insult that comes out of me. I've earned it. I have a potty mouth. I make no excuses for it. So this is your time to understand, honey. I will come out of a bag. Now, which one, I don't know. Just know that I'm coming out of one, okay? So consider yourselves warned. If you're at work listening, now is the time to turn the volumes down to a respectful level or put your headphones on. If there are children anywhere, honey, go put them in the room and let them watch Dora or SpongeBob or somebody, honey, Sesame Street and all that kind of cuteness. Because right now, this is where the grown and sexy becomes the seasoned and sophisticated, okay? So I just want you to govern yourselves accordingly, honey, and be responsible, okay? That's the main goal there. Right. Shout out to my sponsors, honey. I'll be playing some of their commercials later on during the commercial breaks, but I want to give a special shout out to Double Exposure, Angelo Ellery over there with Double Exposure. Hello there, my darlings. I want to give a shout out to AtlantaLGBT.com. Hello there, my darling. And also to GYG Management. Hey, Celicia, Dr. Celicia Thompson over there. I want to say a special shout out to you. Just to go public. You know why. And I just want to say thank you so much for having my back the way that you did. I really, really, really and truly appreciate it. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns, honey, please feel free to email me. You could do that at bigmeach@dishingtea.com. That's BIGMEACH@dishingtea.com. Or you could go over to the website at www.dishingtea.com, where there you can find all of your latest information, honey, what's going on with me, a little bit about me, all of the links to all of our social pages. Please follow me on Twitter. I've got to get my Twitter following up, honey. I'm still up under 1,000, child, and these Twitter talking about they got millions and millions of followers. Whatever. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at BigMeach1. That's at the ampersand, not the ampersand, but the @ sign, Big Meach and the number 1, and that's where I am on Twitter. And all of the social media pages are there. Also, the link to the other page, AtlantaLGBT.com, you can go there as well. And you can get a copy of my book. I will autograph it personally. You can go there and find out how you get your copy of Awakenings, Epiphanies Along a Spiritual Journey. That's book 1. I'm in the process of writing my second book, Revelations, Affirmations, and Confirmations, coming soon, honey. I'm going to set a date for summer 2014, hopefully. Okay? However, that's the goal date for the next book. So go over there and find yourselves some information and come on and join us, okay? I would love to welcome you into the fold, honey, as you get your cup, honey, and be ready to sip tea with the rest of us, okay? So there is that. Again, like I said, DC Pride, honey, was an experience. That was an experience, honey. But again, we're going to stream what footage that I have, the audio footage that I have, over there on AtlantaLGBT.com. You can go to my personal Facebook page. On Facebook, just look up Big Meach, and you go there and you see some of the pictures that I was able to take of some of the events and carrying on. The cutesy pictures, honey. Y'all not getting all the racy ones. Okay, you ain't earned that right yet. No, honey, we're dishing tea. See, those pictures are dirt, and I can't give y'all the dirt, honey, because we ain't that kind of show, okay? All righty then. We are going to get things started. Before I bring on my guest, let me say this. I hope that you guys had a fantastic Memorial Day weekend, and I really and truly hope that you took time to really understand what that weekend is about. The holiday itself is to remember those who have given their lives in service to our country. And I know, we have Veterans Day for those who are still alive and still serving, but this particular day is to honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice of giving their lives. Honey, for those of you who are traditional Christians and I'm putting it that way, if you're traditional Christians and have been taught, that no greater love is that of one who can give their life for someone. Our fallen soldiers who have given their lives for the freedoms that we have, that is not to be taken lightly. Okay, especially in this day and age where it seems like our democracy is being challenged, and it seems as though our freedoms are up for grabs again. Those who have fought, those who have given their lives willingly, those who are drafted and didn't want to go but had to, and lost their lives in this particular battle, those families who had to deal with the anguish of losing a loved one. That's what this was all about. It wasn't just ribs, even though I want some. So if you cooked yesterday, send me a plate. But it's not just about ribs and chicken and hot dogs and hamburgers and getting full and carrying on, okay, and drinking and all of that. This is about understanding what this particular what this means, and in this day and age, we under a new economy and all of that. Our fallen soldiers, honey, or those who have given their lives in service, honey, ought to be honored and needed to have just a moment of respect for those wars that we talk about in the history books, the World War I's, twos, threes, the Vietnams, just recently the Gulf War, the Desert Storm, for those of us who had wars in our lifetime, those who are coming back from Afghanistan now, with the recent stuff, with the terrorist attacks from 9/11, those folks who have given their lives in service, that's who we honor during this time. So I'm hoping, and it is my praise report, that you did take a little moment to either give silence, pour one for the homies, or however you did it, that you took a minute to honor those who have given their lives, okay, for our freedoms that we hold and honor, and God knows we use them every day, okay, and that there is that. So I just wanted to reflect on that. So having said that, let me take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to get into today's show. I titled today's show, Will You Trust Me Now? Because I'm neo-saved. And when we come back out of this commercial break, honey, we're going to be talking to the one and only, honey, you know him as Floyd from House of Pain. Child, honey, he is just a darling, dear sweetheart, honey. He is just as personable as he is personal, okay, in real life, and I just adore him. But when we come back from this commercial break, honey, we'll be talking with the one and only. His name is Mr. Paul Williams, Jr., and we're going to be dishing tea with him, honey. I got to get into some things, child. So when we come back, we will be listening to that. But right now, a word from our sponsor. Vidal, Couture, Echam, Vidal, Couture. Enjoy high fashion with luxurious twist. Step into the future with fresh, innovative couture. Designed by Miss Michi DeVale. Michi DeVale. For more information, contact Michi at 313-996-9807. 313-996-9807. Or go to Facebook and go to facebook.com/Michi DeVale. That's MICHIEEDEVALE. Michi DeVale. Echam Vidal Couture.
Trigg Laboratories manufactures premium sexual wellness and consumer health care products and is the parent company of Wet International Incorporated, one of the world's best-selling lines of personal lubricants and intimacy products. We carry a large variety of personal and flavored lubricants, flavored heating massage lotions, and aromatherapy heating massage oils. Whether you need a little or a lot, Wet has you covered. Our line of high-quality, innovative, and unique products are formulated using only the finest ingredients at our FDA-approved facility, meeting the strictest manufacturing standards. Wet is available worldwide at specialty stores and online retailers and at pharmacies nationwide. For more information or to find a retailer near you, log on to www.stayswetlonger.com. Trigg Laboratories. We create fun, quality, trusted products to innovate your intimacy.
The covering I have of His mercy and His grace, 'cause I deserve death from the wages of my sins. Jesus Christ saved my life time and time again. For He loves you, He loves me, He loves us in spite of our forgiveness, regardless of the mess we manage. He takes care of my life. Always up to Himself, loves us in spite of ourselves. Thinking about the time that I had nowhere to turn, relied on my so-called friends, a hard lesson learned. Then I realized the help I needed most was not of this world, but the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Forgiveness, regardless of the mess we manage. He takes care of our lives, just nothing. He's always our present help. He loves us in spite of ourselves. He loves you, He loves me, He loves us in spite of ourselves. Forgiveness, regardless of the mess we manage. He takes care. No reason to continue life between you and me. I can see what you're going through. With testimony, He's the only one that can save you. Like a brother, there's no other that cares for you like this. Blow your mind, stop wasting time. You can't afford to miss this. Special love from above is giving you the freely. There's more He has to know. Even more abundantly. He loves us in spite of ourselves. Forgiveness, regardless of the mess we manage.
Then we are back, my darlings. If you are just joining us and getting your cups together, honey, to get some tea, honey, this is Big Meech, and you are dishing tea, darlings. with Big Meats, honey. I thank you for your love and your support. Honey, we are about to go into this interview, and if you want to come in on the conversation, please feel free to call in at 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. If you're over in the tea room, I want you to be over there dishing your tea responsibly, honey. Now, y'all know I'm a one-person person. I was about to say something else, but I'll be cute. And I'm going back and forth, honey. So when I come over there to see you, if you got questions, I will get to them. I'm just working the boards, honey. I'm working the boards. So I called today's show. Will you trust me now? Because I'm Neo saved. All right. We have a special edition treat for you. As you all have heard, Tyler Perry has partnered with OWN and will be releasing his latest creations on the Oprah Winfrey Network, one of which is called Love Thy Neighbor. And my guest will not only inspire you, but will tickle your fancy just the same, as he is one of the most naturally talented comedians I know. Mr. Paul Williams, Jr., a.k.a. Floyd da Barber, will be dishing tea with his newly found series, Love Thy Neighbor, the switch to OWN, and what it's like being a man of faith in the mean world of show business. Plus, we'll be getting to some good old tea about his new CD project, Neo Saved. All of the music that you'll be hearing today and you've heard previously are samples, honey. Well, not samples. They've been full-out performances of tracks from his music. So, we're going to have a good time with a hilariously funny man. So bring your crumpets, darling, because we got a hot pot of tea to dish with you with none other than Mr. I was going to say Paul. Hot damn, I went Temptations on me.
Yeah, you
this
are.
is Mr. Palmer Williams Jr. Hey.
You done known me for how many years now? You calling me Paul?
I was about to say Paul just as well. Child, if you don't, okay, I told you.
You know me for how many years now? You getting ready to disown me already. And see, you got Hollywood now. You going to call me a different name and everything. That's about as bad as Larry Fishburne. You know, we know Larry Fishburne. We don't know Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm Paul. You're taking me from Palmer to Paul Williams.
No. See, but you know what? There's something. See, to say Palmer, see, that's not what my community says, honey. We don't say Palmer. And see, then it has a whole different meaning. So I was trying to catch myself, and that's why it was coming out Paul, so that it wouldn't have my connotation I was going to spin on it. But that's all right. I'll go into that later.
I think I'm afraid to find out that one.
Don't ask, because I will tell, honey.
It's like the military. Don't ask, don't tell. I heard that.
No, don't ask me and I will, honey. Now that's the difference.
That's hilarious. Man, you got a lot going on with the show there. It sounds like I'm doing great, man. Just to set aside some time to do this. I actually took my kids to a jumpy spot right over on Austell Road, so they in there just jumping to their heart's delight because they out of school. So I was like, let me sit down in a quiet place with Big Meats here, because I just really appreciate you even, having me on your show, man.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you wanting to come and to spend just a little bit of time with me, honey, because right now, a lot of folks only know Floyd. They know Floyd. Right. They know the comedian, and the funny, but a lot of folks don't know Palmer. Right. And I'm sure that when you're out and about in public and everything, everybody wants you to be on the spot. Hey, and think that you're supposed to be right on it, and they're expecting something funny. But like the other day when we were with Divas and Cocktails, honey, that wasn't funny. You had an injury. It's like, okay, look, I'm limping and carrying on. Ain't nobody got time. You know what I'm saying? So let's go
I'm
to the
still healing from that blasted doggone limb. I mean. I'm like a two-tone Negro right now because I got like big old spotted spot on my leg where that tree limb slapped the hell out my shin, and it's like how when it hits so hard, then when it heals, it looks like you got a skin graft. You got them little dots in your skin where the scab has gone away and look like a strawberry. Well, that's what it looked like on the front of my leg, and I mean it slapped the hell out of me. I'm trying to stay saved on my mouth and everything, but it slapped the F out of me.
He said stay saved on my mouth, honey.
They had to cut the limb from away around my leg to get my foot free. So yeah, that's what I do on the interim. I'm also a landscaper and all that kind of craziness.
Okay,
so
I know how I am when I break a fingernail, honey, because it breaks down so far, and that's why. Okay, let me explain this.
I don't have
not that I
issue
broke a fingernail.
When I go, you know how I do my nails? If I'm nervous about paying a bill, I end up chewing them off. So that's my manicure right there.
Well, you know what? Well, see, a lot of folks think that that's just so, why folks get upset about breaking their nails. But see, what folks don't understand is that it goes so far down, it breaks down into the skin line. And when you're trying to take that sucker off, that hurts because you're peeling off skin, you bleed and carrying on, and people don't understand that. So when girls and those of us who are not biologically female, for those of us, the GIRLs and the GURLs. Those of us
that's different. Okay, that's hilarious.
There's a big old difference, honey.
There's a girl and there's a girl. There's a girl and there's a
big old a girl, right? A big girl.
I knew this was gonna be a hoot.
Okay.
Oh God.
So that's why we end up we holler and carry on when we broke that nail because we want to make sure it didn't hit that line.
I thought
and
then comes
the aesthetics of how much we pay for this damn manicure or whatever. But that's
that fill-ins are $10 to $15, $20 or something.
Something like that, but that's for just a regular manicure. Now, if you got the nails and stuff put on, which I don't do because I don't need all that. But if it mess up a manicure, please come on now.
But I have two daughters.
Exactly.
So I've gone through that.
Exactly.
I would take fill-ins and didn't know what they were when they were filling in. I'm like, what they filling in? You do it not at the dentist's office. I'm like, this is some bull. I'm like, I'm paying dentistry prices for a fingernail. This is crazy.
Exactly. Hello. Yes. And then all the gel and carrying on because now, please, if you go get a full set and a pedicure with the gel polish or whatever, you coming out of there paying $60. Yeah, for 10 fingers or 10 toes. $60.
I remember one time. This little lady, one of the little Asian ladies, I don't know which country she was from, but it had been a minute since I had my feet done. And, when I wear work boots, it kind of rubs up against one part of my toe, and it calluses. And, I think she cursed in her language because she's like, and all like that, right? And I was like, well, damn, is it that bad? You really, hurt my feelings. So then I got a $10 surcharge, I guess, because she had to bring out that belt sander to buff my damn feet. And I was, really upset about that thing. And then, if that ain't the problem, the next day I was limping. I was like, what does she do? I said, if I see Pooh Chang Lee out there, I'm going to jump the curb and run over her ass because she has messed my foot up. She could have made me cuss again. And she hurt my foot and buffed me down to blood. And I was like, I haven't been back. That was 6 years ago when I had that done.
Good evening.
I'm still looking for her. I'm still looking for her.
Okay, you still looking. Okay, right.
And I drive a F-250. I will go ahead and put all four wheels on her little bitty back.
You are so
I'm serious. I'm going to kick a wheel on her.
Stop, fool. Wait.
Y'all see some little Asian woman that's trying to do nails with some tire tracks up the back of her neck? Just know that she met me.
Wait.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Let me put me back on track. Because we got to talk about nails and candle. They got nothing to do with Palmer.
They ain't got nothing to do with
Jesus.
They got nothing to do with no kind of shows and premiering tomorrow. Or 9 o'clock p.m. or on.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm done.
I know, right? Ain't got nothing to do with I got a landscape business. If you in a close proximity area, I'll do your grass.
Okay.
See, folks, y'all don't know. This is how we clown on dinners and divas. Divas and cocktails and acting a fool. And then just hanging out with Big Meech and Nikki. I tell you, that's hilarious.
Oh, my goodness, honey. We just sit down here and just roll with it. Now, okay, let me breathe in and exhale. All right, I was waiting to exhale all this time.
I need some throat coat tea with lime.
Ooh.
With
now, see, you know what?
Honey.
If you had said that when we was putting this together, I could have said, "Come over. I got a whole big old box of throat coat right here."
I know.
Oh, damn! That didn't sound right. That didn't sound right, did it?
Nasty. It's just nasty. But then you learn to appreciate it.
That didn't sound right. I didn't mean like that.
I missed it.
Never mind.
Okay, that's good.
Let's go to the
whatever
beginning.
You said. So you try to slide one by me again. What happened?
No, I wasn't trying to slide one by. It's just that it didn't. It just when I said it, I ended up catching. I was like, oh, that didn't sound right. Okay, anyway. Now let's go back. Let's take it to the beginning, honey. And when Mr. Palmer Williams Jr., honey, became Palmer Williams, let's go into your earlier times of getting into the business and your first love, because as we just joked through and said, you have many different talents, but your first love was music and all of that. So let's go into that and tell the people about Palmer so they can understand there's a difference between Palmer and Floyd.
Well, what I originally came to Atlanta for was actually a singing career. Even when my father had gotten ill and he was suffering from prostate cancer before he passed away, there was one thing he said to me, and he kind of charged me. He said, when are you going to start doing something for the Lord and stop making everybody else rich and start making some money for yourself? And that thing kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. So that basically birthed the playwriting. Because at this point, I'd already started singing background. I sang background with Keith Sweat, sang background with the LSG project, the first one, Levert, Sweat, and Gill. Then went on to do some work with Monica. And after doing all of that, I just, being a background singer and wasn't really doing my own thing other than on the side. And it got to a sense of complacency, so to speak. And I didn't want to be a professional background singer the rest of my life, or as long as before I look like I'm coming out there with a walker trying to do background with Justin Bieber or something. That would not look right. So I just had to try to find something, and God charged me to be able to do something like that. And I didn't even know I was a writer until I became a writer. And so I started writing my own plays. And in doing so, just kind of created my own little genre of my stylings of plays. And then as time went on and life, presented itself, kept, gigging with a band that I used to be in, a couple of different people I gigged with, like John Beal with the Beale Street Experience, and we also had this band called the Land Sharks. We used to change our name like every other week. It just depended on what gig we were doing.
Oh, Lord.
It was like two white boys and a Negro at one time. That was my name for the group. It was real silly. And white people used to be so uncomfortable about it. It used to make me laugh because they blush, because I would be dead serious when I said it. So, just things like that happened. Then finally, I was doing a ministry piece in church, and Tyler Perry happened to be there. And he actually had his people to call the church and got my number and set me up for an audition. And then in that audition, 6 days later, I was on House of Pain. That's a real condensed version of it, but it was just like, somebody that was suffering from depression, had just come out of bankruptcy, about to lose everything. And then all of this stuff just turned around in the twinkling of an eye. And I didn't even want to do that dance at church because I thought everybody was going to laugh at me. But it turned out to be one of the biggest ministry moments at that church. And they still replay the actual videotape of that. And because of that, it touched, Tyler Perry's heart and a lot of different people's hearts. And that was how the beginning of 7 years ago that I got on House of Pain. Because I didn't even want to do the dance. I was complaining about gas money. I was complaining about church ministry, where I just thought church ministry was another buzzword or a politically correct word of saying you're doing this for free. So, that was where my gripe was, and I was complaining. But I know God was sitting there gritting his teeth like, would you just shut the hell up? I got something bigger and better planned for you. If you just be diligent and be a good steward over this little thing I'm asking you to do. This little thing I'm asking you to do. And then that's what ended up happening. It turned it all the way around for me. that's
okay,
why
you know what?
that album was birthed out of that. The album, I wrote that album over 8-9 years ago, and then it wasn't until much later that I actually finished it. Yeah, because those songs were in my heart for a long time because of life experiences. But a lot of people, don't really know that side of me. But if you really listen on the inside of the words, in between the lines, you'll see that there was a lot of pain in that, but there's a lot of joy in that album too.
Well, listen to some of just some of the titles alone, honey. That's why I called the show. Would you trust me? And I'm like, okay. Save me. And every time I see that in a song title, because I think when Aretha Franklin did that, she had a song out years and years ago called "Save Me." And when you listen to that, honey, she was crying out for help, trying to get out of this abusive relationship, and whatever. And to hear. And listening to the song, here you are, okay, Lord, listen, okay, I'm in despair. Somebody come and get me, because if you don't, I'll do it. And when I do it,
everybody,
it's not
like you were talking about traditional Christians earlier, and a lot of people may say, almost like with even, and I'm not slighting Catholics, because I went to Catholic school for 4 years, it's almost like they give you a prescription of prayer, of this way in which you can go about getting out of a situation. So if you do 4 Our Fathers and 6 Hail Marys, you should feel better in the morning. It's like giving you a spiritual aspirin. And that just don't work all the time. Sometimes you got to get on your face. And sometimes I pray a lot when I'm on top of the lawnmower and I'm in my truck when I'm by myself and I'm in a zone. And I'll just talk to God. I have a conversation with him. It's like, what's going on. I don't have to brief you on nothing. And I just want to get some understanding as what it is that you need me to do in order to make this thing work out the way you planned it to. And then, that's why one of the songs that I wrote for this one girl in Canada is called Not My Will, But Your Will. It's real hard for us as human beings to try to follow God's will because we're fleshy beings. When it comes sexually or it comes to anything, just morally, or even dealing with niggas, excuse the expression, but and I ain't talking about colorful niggas. I'm talking about
even those that are
opaque.
That's across the board, exactly.
Right, yeah. And so I'm not putting black or white on that. I'm talking about across the board, but just dealing with that, and dealing with life, and then dealing with your own family, because a lot of times, we have to take a silent, mouth to some of our family members when you want to choke the hell out of them, but at the same time, that's your family. So, all these things I dealt with. This art imitates life. Life imitates art. That song, Will You Trust Me? I didn't even realize it, but I was channeling my feelings about my daughter. And, she didn't even know that. She's, to this day, I don't think she knows that song is about her. But if she really would listen to it, it is. Because, right now, you think Floyd, funny man, stuff like that. Right now, my daughter has beef with me, my own flesh and blood. But yet God is going to make it to where she really realizes just who really loves her. And so she'll be back. She's 29 years old. What I'm saying? I have a 29-year-old daughter. I have children that's older than some people have been alive. So, that may be listening to this show. But because of that, because of my daughter, going through some emotional times herself, I was like, well, will you trust me? Will you trust me? Will you trust me with your heart? Will you trust me to make things all right? Let me start inside your heart. Then you'll see that you can trust me. And it sounds like it's God talking to me, which it was at first. But he tricked me. He made me write a song about me talking to my daughter.
Well, how about that? See, the greatest lessons that we end up either teaching or explaining are things that we have to go through first. The message comes through us because it's for us first. That is one of the secrets. And it may not be at the time that you get it.
Go ahead.
Huh?
What'd you say? Go ahead.
No, it may not be the lesson that you need at the time that you get it. But times like this, when you sit back and think about it again and go review the notes, you then understand, now that lesson was for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that song right there,
honey, yes, I believe that.
I've never sang that song publicly.
Wow.
Because I can't get through it.
Okay. Really?
I can't even finish it. It's that deep.
Wow.
It's that
okay.
Bad.
Okay.
And you're talking to somebody
that's love.
When you're talking to somebody that's lost his mother and his father, and how I wish I could go back. When you hear that song like "Dance with My Father Again" by Luther Vandross, I can't even listen to that song. And someone played it at a funeral. Brother William Sims Jr., we know him as Tanky. He passed away, and he's a promoter, accountant, buddy from back in the day from all the shows I've done. And they played that while they were doing a video montage, and I had to leave. Because now his daughters are sitting there telling me if I could dance with my father again. He was a very lively person. He passed away at 62 years old, of a massive heart attack while cutting his grass. He had beat prostate cancer, and everybody that came in contact with his brother loved him, And then, you think of that, other stuff that, you going into your life. Nothing in my life is that daggone deep that I just can't just give God the praise and just keep it moving because, sometimes we just get so caught up in ourselves and what our dilemma is. But I promise you, if you just look down the street and see somebody got it worse than you do, you know what I'm saying? So, I know I ain't called on here to preach or whatever.
No,
because
that's
real.
Needed. That's
for real.
See, you just got into the essence of what this is all about. Because,
like
I said, they only know
now,
Floyd.
You know what I'm saying? But, I'm just an ordinary Negro with a good job. That's all. I'm just somebody that, I want to do something different, Big Meech. I want to do something different. I want to get to the point where I'm put on a platform where I can give him praise still. A lot of people, they get to a point and just like all of a sudden, they think they're in control of their destiny.
Right.
But we ain't dishing that much tea today. We're not going there. So, it's just,
Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. Oh, no. We can't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there because I just heard that. Don't do it. Okay, don't do it. Okay, because I heard something. And I figured. I didn't figure. Don't do it. Don't do it. We're going to go here instead.
Are we going to a commercial break? What the hell?
Okay, we could do that.
No, go ahead. What were you doing last week? Not what you were going to first ask me.
You know what?
What?
I would take a break. I'll go to a commercial just because you said it, just so things could cool off. Because I heard that. I heard it in my.
I'm good. I'm all right. I'll just go to commercial, nigga. You stupid.
Yeah. The churn. And
I'm sorry. Praise the Lord.
Praise God. Okay.
Yeah, God is good.
You are so silly, and I love
God is fair.
But let me
I'm
go
not
here.
about to go there.
You stupid. Anyway, let's go here.
So what are you with?
Because I said you silly. You are so silly.
Oh.
I said, let's go
you trying
here.
to sneak something on the airways.
No. Let's go here because I want. Let me do this because you have come into the whole arena of the Tyler Perry world of his particular genre, which at one point, well, no, I won't say one point, and in our culture, there's still a lot of folks still considered his body of work to be the Chitlin Circuit plays, and he's a derivative of the Mama plays, and from back in the day. Now it has forced its way on its own to be urban theater.
Right.
Now, with a lot of the criticism that has come along with that particular genre, what is it that you I won't say what is it that you say. How is it that you're able to still defend you, still believe in the product, still understand that the product has a message and that the product is still a good product against the naysayers?
Well, for one, there's been growth. There's been a tremendous amount of growth, not just from the actors that are participating in Tyler Perry Productions, but in Tyler Perry himself. He's ever evolved. He is always improving upon what it is already. And if he just listened to the naysayers and everything like that, he would have quit a long time ago. But God has led him to do something in particular himself. This is what God has done, and what God has for him, he has for him. And nobody else.
Exactly.
He's the best at being Tyler Perry.
How about
you understand what I mean? And then what it is that there's not going to be somebody else that's going to be another Tyler Perry, because he's the best person to be Tyler Perry, because that's what God ordained him to be. And not only that, is that he has evolved into a mogul because he has tapped into a community of people that have never been represented before. And if they have, it's only been negative. So he's brought a positive light to some of the negative stuff that, as African Americans, that's what, when people come over here from another country and they see stuff like this, or they see something that is not necessarily, like, they still think we're good times people. They still think that we're back prior to the Jeffersons, or prior to the Cosbys, or something like that. And then when they see some of the videos where we just really dog our women and present ourselves as just basically pieces of sexual meat, then it's like, what the hell do you expect them to look at you upon? And then that's why people sometimes even, and this is another topic, I guess we can ditch some tea on this, a lot of people, like, from even from the African countries, act like they really don't like African Americans. And that broke my heart. I don't understand why is that. And then I have yet to get an explanation for it, from Africans. I mean, let's just put it out there. What is the deal with that? I really want to know, what did I do to offend thee? What did I do? Because I'm not that ordinary Negro that goes down the street with a pants sagging. My sons don't do that. Most of my friends that I'm affiliated with don't do that. And so you can't really put us in one box, one category. Even in your community of the lesbian and gay and transgender and stuff like that, you can't put everybody in one box. Hell, it would only be one initial. It would be like 4 or 5 initials. You know what I'm saying? Just a big old G. Just be gay. You know what I'm saying? But you got, like, the LG, elemental P's, and everything else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not...
Just opposite too, baby. Okay.
But, so that you can't really just categorize everybody in one box. You can't categorize all African Americans to being one way. First of all, half of us don't know if we're African American, Caribbean American, from various countries, Bahamian American.
Exactly.
We got a little bit of everything. We're just a big old gumbo. But so, the same thing, I'm getting off topic a little bit, but as far as with Tyler Perry, he is representing everybody that he can within his experience.
Okay.
Because he has to give it from his experience, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize this. He's a black man that's relaying it from his experience. He's not trying to be racist. From his experience. Right. Who's around his neighborhood? There's a bunch of white people. White people might want to say, like, well, Tyler Perry ain't writing nothing but anti-white shows and all that. Hell, he didn't live in a white neighborhood. So he's writing about his life experiences. And anything outside of that is stuff that he has learned along the way, which goes back to step 1, growth. Art imitates life. Life imitates art.
Now here
the
we
more
go.
life that he leads, the more his stories are going to be even more intriguing, interesting, and even diverse.
Exactly. I
get offended because this Negro has provided for my family. First of all,
how about it?
By acknowledging the gift that God has given me to make people laugh and utilizing it in his productions, and has equipped my family to be able to break some generational curses financially. So now my sons and daughters will be able to go to college if they so choose to, or get beat. So, these are the type of things that I have to, put money aside. But how can I put money aside if I don't have an income? I can say I've been consistently working with Tyler Perry for 6-7 years. Who can say that?
Okay, now.
Not a lot of people.
Okay, now.
Hell, at Burger King, a lot of people can't say that.
Would you say it now? I would say that. Now,
now that's go
tea.
ahead and talk and say all you want to say about him, and that's all fine and good. But when that Negro signs my checks and they cash, and I'm lying right there,
and they
don't
cash.
even sign my checks. They direct deposit. Because I look up in my account, I'm like,
I'm going to hit you.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, see, here's the ticket. Because, see, with that, because I've always, I've always criticized those who have harsh criticism. Now, I will say this. As a performer and as an actor myself, I get tired of being pigeonholed, okay?
Right.
Because particularly as a gay man, I get tired every time I've gone on an audition. They don't want an everyday gay. They want that over-the-top snap queen, flaming sissy, that's going to be the butt of the joke. And I got so tired of every script.
No pun intended.
Back in the day of this, when the genre first started, I could tell you what the story was going to be before I got there. You got big woman named Mama. Okay,
right.
She got either she ain't got a husband, or the husband kicking her ass, or he drunk.
Right.
They got kids. The daughter, either she in an abusive relationship, or she dating the drug addict, or she the hoe. The son is always the one that ain't got no job.
A formula.
Exactly.
That's a formula for old.
Exactly, because it was working. It was working.
Right.
And the thing of it is that everybody who had criticisms for it were the people who supported it, because the audience, now here we go, the audience that supported it because they were talking about Jesus, and everybody gets saved at the end, and then you got all this great singing because they like to hire a lot of singers who act versus actors who can sing. And okay, I get that's a whole other thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Yep.
So that's a whole other thing. But you hit right on the point with that. That's another point. However, they sit up there. It's the black church that put all that money in there, and then it's the same people that want to sit there and say those characters ain't real, those characters ain't this, those characters ain't that. I'm sure you get that all the time about Floyd.
Well, let me tell you what's crazy. A lot of times, people can overeducate themselves to the point where they start to look down upon their past culture. Had they created a bigger and better culture, then you wouldn't be embarrassed of that one. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And just because you have gotten to a higher plateau in your income, you shouldn't look back on your fellow man or somebody else that you probably should be pulling up. Okay, look, instead of condemning us and dogging us, why don't you say, okay, well, let's try this, or let's do this, or let's enjoy this right now and let's evolve. Have you not noticed the way that Mr. Perry's plays have evolved into bigger, massive productions, and it's not that skillet, chitlin circuit type of theater anymore?
Exactly.
And that's with growth. And then his audience is getting older. So they're not going to go for the I know I've been changed back then. They need a have and a have-nots of a love thy neighbor now. You see what I'm saying? So they have to evolve. But as we get older, our palate changes. When you turn 30 years old, there were foods that you liked then that you would not have touched when you were 24 years old.
Right.
So that's what has happened. Your palate has changed. But at the same time, you still enjoy a good old plate of macaroni and cheese and some collard greens.
You better say it.
And stuff like that. Yeah, you might go get you some sushi because somebody told you it was good, and you can get some omega fatty acids and some B12s and 3s and all that kind of stuff, omega-3 fatty acids and all that kind of stuff. And it's because it's a social thing, and you're feeling a little bit foo-fa-doo and everything. And you go and you start eating stuff like that. You didn't even know what creme de brulee was, and all that is some damn stuff that got torched, and you ate it and thought you was
right. Ain't nothing. Just a torched custard, right?
Right. That's all it is. It ain't nothing but some custard that you had in your mail. I mean, in your lunchbox when you was going to school, and they had it in a cup, and it was sold by Jell-O. So get out of here with that. So anyway, what has to happen is that forget not from where you come from, because you're doomed to go back there if you don't appreciate where you came from, and don't not acknowledge it. So what has happened is that as we've evolved, as we've grown, our palates have changed, and some people have forgotten from where they came from, and so they'll start to dish bad tea or some nasty tea on somebody when they really hadn't done nothing themselves. How many critics are playwrights? How many critics are movie makers? How many critics are TV moguls? None of them, because they don't know how to do it, but they know how to criticize it.
They know how to criticize. Now that is, see, you hitting on something that's, or at the very basic, not even actors. You haven't even read a script, or haven't even been on the audition circuit or whatever to understand what this is, to have such a critical eye on the work. You know,
if you would just see what the lives were of those people, if they just had a camera, there's somebody sitting up there with probably a very sad existence that is really not even a positive person, because in order to spew negativity all the time, you have to basically accept that type of a lifestyle or that type of mindset. When all you can be is critical, when you look and you salivate at the next release of a Tyler Perry production and you're already criticizing something you haven't seen.
Right.
So that's an amazing thing to me. So what kind of life do you have? What kind of life do you, the positive person and critic doesn't seem like they go together, because you are paid to tear down somebody.
Perhaps. And let me throw this. If you go when we were in school, it was all that critiquing was about taking the positive and the negative, and you merged them together to where when you gave the critique, it was more about a constructive avenue. It wasn't about trying to tear down. See, now with TMZ and all these little social medias and everybody want to blog and this, that, and the other, we've gotten so caught up in the sensationalism to where we done forgot the art of communication. There ain't nothing good in it. You know, I kind of feel like Ethel Waters, honey, in the Cabin in the Sky, when she was learning, when she was playing with the children and rolling the dice. She said, "Hey, well, what's a 1 and 3?" They said, "That's bad news." She said, "What's a 1 and 1?" "Well, that's bad news too." She said, "Well, ain't no good news on these dice. Okay, ain't no good news nowhere. Everything is just bad. You know."
It couldn't
and
all
even
be
for those
bad
who have
anyway.
criticized it.
How can it all be bad if you make $44 million in a weekend?
I was just going to go
How can
there.
it all
I was
be
just going to
bad
go
if
there.
people keep coming back to see another production because we're not even represented? This is a very smart man. He has found a niche, and he's found it for over the last 12 to 14 years. He's found that niche, and he has stayed true to it. He'll go right back to what it is that you want. Now, I'm going to tell you, there was a promoter that said something to me one time, and it kind of threw me off, and it messed me up. I was in Albany, Georgia, and somebody was saying, like, hey, your play, it didn't necessarily have this right here, and it didn't have this right here, and this right here. And I told the promoter, I was like, well, you know, brother, that's what everybody else's play. I was trying to do something different. I'm growing. You know, I'm trying to grow my audience, which is what also the African-American audience has grown. And some of the same African Americans are also our European Americans too. You know, our white Americans and our Hispanic community is embracing the Tyler Perry movement as well. So he was saying that you know, it didn't have any of that old stuff like from the Mama Don'ts and the Wicked Ways and stuff like that, and everybody gets saved in the last 5 minutes of the play. You know, and there was a format. There was a format that everybody followed, and I was trying to do something different. You know, with some of the sprinkles of the same thing. And he said something that I didn't know how to take it at the time, but in later years I figured it out. He says, well, let me tell you this. And mind you, the show had sold out. He said, if the people continue to want poison, continue to give it to them.
Oh.
That tore me up. I felt like I was done with writing. I was like, if this is the mindset, then what the hell am I supposed to do? But I flipped it. I flipped it because it's not poison. It may be conceived as poison. Now, this is the same person that also owned a liquor store and a club.
If you don't stop, don't you make me hit you. I'm going to hit you with a wet noodle. You better shut up.
Right. So if people continue to want poison, continue to give them poison. But I flipped it and said, like, if the people continue to want something that's good for them and makes them feel good, continue to give them that. And that's what Tyler Perry has done. If you can feel good out of coming out of a Tyler Perry production, he's done his job. Because ministry is not always in the pulpit.
That's true, too. And the biggest thing here is that it's all entertainment. Entertainment is supposed to do just that, make you feel good when it's over.
And then, wait a minute. Do you realize that that's why when they get on these kids that are coming out of college playing basketball and football and stuff like that, do they realize that those kids are providing entertainment? These little boys don't know what the hell they're doing with millions of dollars. They are entertainers, and they have taken it too far. They don't realize that they are entertaining a bunch of people like it was in Rome, and they're going to the stadium as if they're gladiators, and they pay money to see them kill each other.
See there? Now Palmer.
Football
don't you make
is
me. Don't
When's the
you
last
make
time
me.
that you've seen somebody clock in at a football game to go play? It's entertainment. Basketball is entertainment. Baseball is entertainment. But it's also a major moneymaker. Because sports transcends race.
Yes, it does.
Sports transcends race. Because when they're on the team together, they'll kill for each other. Have you watched 42, the Jackie Robinson story?
Right. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm about to. I got it on bootleg.
It boils down to making money and actually making money and winning, and usually not in that order. Because if you don't win, ain't nobody gonna come to pay to see you to do it. Who wants to come pay to see a loser? So that's why they spend millions of dollars to get that super special player there to attract attention, because it goes way beyond just the admission to the place that they're playing. It goes into merchandising. It goes into the marketing of that person. It goes into all the other stuff that comes with that. And it's all about the ticket sales. It ain't got nothing to do with them. They just love him so much. It's another form of slavery.
Exactly.
Except it's a well-paid slave. And the only way that you can erase that slave part from it is that if you do good with your money, and you do good by your family, and you don't act a fool and lose it and embarrass your family and your culture in the limelight of the entire world. That's why I want to be able to have one of those brothers. I want to have an agency like Jay-Z. Jay-Z is getting ready to change the game. He's going to take these boys that are coming out of college and make them millionaires, and they retire millionaires, and they die as millionaires, because a lot of them end up being broke. We hear about the Allen Iversons and all the other people like that, and I hate that. I hate that because they've given so much to the game. They are icons in the eyesight of all these children, and then they got to struggle just to support themselves afterwards. That doesn't make sense to me, Big Meech. They got to have the right mindset, and they got to have the right person that'll say, like, and if they got enough of a mindset to not think that they are the only reasons that they are doing what they're doing and they control their own destiny, if they can find one adult to manage their finances, not take it, but manage their finances and show them how they can make their money grow. Because your life expectancy in sports is not that long. Like Herb Edwards, former NFL coach, now he's an analyst. Don't buy two of every damn thing.
Okay.
You can't drive two cars at the same time. You don't need two Range Rovers and then two Benzes. Buy one of each if you need an SUV for your family and a car for you to sport around in and make you feel good. Testosterone rises.
See there.
Or
See there.
Whichever. You know, so those are the things that these young boys don't know when they're coming out of college. I can say young boys now because I'm approaching 50. You know what I'm saying? My stage age when I shave is 35. But, you know, my real age is much more.
Which is, stop playing. Okay, wait, press pause. Because what I'm about to do here, let me go into a commercial break. And when we come back. I feel
like we just had a regular phone conversation.
Oh, I know. I love that. I love that. When we come back, let's go into the new series that you're starting. That's premiering tomorrow. We got the have and the have-nots premiere tonight. But I want to focus on you because I'll get Tyler when I get Tyler, and we'll talk about Tyler stuff. Tyler, right now this is Palmer. So we want to go into love thy neighbor and things when we come back after this commercial break. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back in about 2 and 2.
PharaohsTreasureBox.com, a quality online Detroit mobile business. Custom, affordable, high-quality, handcrafted art, jewelry, gifts, and accents for you, your event, home, office, or business. Contact Peter Jackson, Artistic Director, at 248-688-5178. 248-688-5178. PharaohsTreasureBox.com, embracing a fusion of cultures and making art beautifully affordable. the Caribbean American Boys Entertainment. We specialize in jerk and conch food catering, party promotions and emceeing, entertainment with the Caribbean swagger, island fever on the mainland, bam bam. We also provide customized tour guides through gay-friendly Bahamas to all the hot spots of dining and club life events. Mr. Silvano T. DeMarco is the founder and CEO of the CABC. For more information, please contact him at CaribbeanBoysATL@yahoo.com. That's Caribbean Boys with a Z, ATL, at yahoo.com, or on Facebook at Facebook.com/Silvano T. DeMarco. That's Facebook.com/Silvano T. DMARCO. Caribbean American Boys Entertainment. Island Fever on the mainland. Bam bam.
What's really on your mind out in the world? What you trying to find? You're at church on Sunday morning with the same clothes on from the night before. Is this your idea of fun? Then run back to the only one who will fill that emptiness you're yearning for, needing more, running in the closed door. I just need some more time to get my life together. From what you've shown, can you do it on your own? For some reason it seems to be taking forever. If you just turn it over to him and come back home. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? One thing you can't get back in time. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? One thing you can't get back in time. You're thinking way too hard, trying to do it all without God. Too smart to understand. Put your faith in Him instead of man. You and I disagree that you're not in control of your destiny. Check your history, it's no mystery. Trying to get your mind right so you can join me. I'm too young to get saved and give up, my friend. Pleasing your friends, maybe lose some ends, really worth your salvation. That's too much to give up, to live straight and narrow. When your sins didn't give in, that's when your life actually begins. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? One thing you can't get back in time. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? One thing you can't get back in time. Time is ticking away. Go ahead, do it today. No need for delay. All you got to do is pray for forgiveness. Don't try to reminisce on what you think you missed. Once you let go for the mess. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? One thing you can't get back in time. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? One thing you can't get back in time. What are you waiting for? 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 Because I promise you. What are you waiting for? Whatever you're what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Don't hesitate, don't wait for it gets too late. Yeah. You better do it today. Yeah. Oh. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You better do it now.
Okay, and we are back. If you're just tuning in, honey, we are sitting up here talking with Palmer Williams Jr. Honey, you probably know him better as Floyd da Barber from House of Pain. However, honey, today it's all about understanding who Palmer is, honey. He's a husband, he's a father, he's a landscaper, he's an actor, director, singer, producer, entrepreneur. You know, he has all of these particular titles. Somebody in the tea room, Pharaoh's Box, says, I think it's wonderful that he continues his landscaping business in spite of his success in the entertainment. I think he has a great insight on life, much success to him on his endeavors.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I mean, that wasn't the intent, but, you know, at the same time, you know, hopefully I can just be a positive example for my children, you know, and then, you know, I got a host of godchildren. So, you know, I'm just trying to make sure that they do real well so that way if something happens to their parents, they ain't trying to come live with me. I mean, no, that's not real. Yeah.
Okay.
How about that? You know, it takes a village, you know. A lot of people have kind of gotten away from that, let alone even sitting down and having dinner with their families at night. You know, so, you know, just trying to bring back family.
That discussion.
Right.
Was
Nobody
that
sits down and eats dinner together.
Was that us when we talked about that? We just said
Probably
about,
so.
I just had this discussion. You know how, you know, at one point in time, that there is heritage as well, because the family dynamic, as far as conversation, knowing what's going on in your kids' lives or whatever, was all around that dining room table. And yes, it's about food or whatever, but even then we learned portion control. You learn how to, you know, what to say, what not to say. It was all about making sure everything was done.
Your hand slapped. Portion control is getting your hand slapped if you put too much on your plate.
Exactly.
And you better not go over nobody else's house begging for food.
Folks up here at the damn table. Right.
Right. And then you don't go over to nobody else's house begging for food. Now that's when you really get your behind torn. When you get home and they actually fix the plate, and you know your mama don't halfway like the mama over your friends anyway. So like little Palmer was over here, and I had to fix him a plate because he said he was so hungry. So now your mama embarrassed. So she's going to tear that up. You know what I'm saying? And so you won't do that again. You might do something else bad, but you won't ask for no food in nobody else's house.
You know, exactly. Don't nobody cook the same or this, that, and that. The only time you ate like that was at the family reunion, honey, and then you learn who had the better potato salad and things. So all of that, we've lost
and
that.
Each person in your family, you knew which dish they knew how to cook. So you'd always like Nana Ruth would do the desserts and the baked part of it. The gumbo would be by Mama Dear. All right?
Right.
Then Cousin Mickey, she would bring macaroni and cheese. And then we know that Nita Pie is going to bring the dressing. So all of these things come together, and that's potluck. You know,
potluck.
Right there.
Hello. You bring your best dish, because I know that.
I really expose our country. I am. You really don't want me to expose our country. I am.
No,
you know I'm from L.A.
You from
Lower Alabama?
Really? Alabama? Okay.
Yeah. I'm from the country for real. And proud.
But see that. I'm a city boy, but see, I learned all that from my grandmothers and carrying on. You know, that's what we did. You know, and we've lost that particular dynamic. However, one of the things I will say is that in the messages of a lot of the shows that you've been a part of under the umbrella of the urban theater movement has been always about bringing that family dynamic. Now, I'm looking for you and or Tyler and or somebody, even myself, because I'm a playwright myself, to bring that what we just talked about. We haven't seen that done just yet about the food and carrying on who bring what and this, that, and the other. It's been played with, but we never have really seen that done on a stage setting. Okay, you gonna bring this. Right. You know, but even in soul food, you know, everybody came to cook together, you know, and they cooked together. They didn't necessarily say, you know, they know Bird can't cook, so no, you stay over there, stay with the corn or whatever. You shuck the corn.
Right.
Or whatever it is. But as far as, you know, just that whole dynamic of putting the food together to have a potluck, and this, that. Now, I would love to see that happen. But I'm sure with the new series, Love Thy Neighbor, because I've seen the trailer for it, and I've read a little bit of the background of how it comes to be. Let's talk about that as we're preparing for its premiere tomorrow on the OWN network. Check your local listing for the channels, but right there at Oprah Winfrey, because y'all know Tyler and Oprah are siblings from another, I was about to say sisters, but that would have been wrong. But that's me being flippant.
Don't you talk about that.
That's
my Ricky
me
Bobby.
being
don't you
flippant
talk about my Ricky
with
Bobby.
my language. What you said? Don't you talk about? Don't you talk about it? But that's me being flippant because everybody in my community.
I will hang up this phone. You talk about
my children around me, honey. That's my vernacular. That's me.
Look, my two mogul bosses.
Right.
My two mogul bosses. Don't you talk nothing about them.
Exactly. Who a lot of us are aspiring to be in one form or fashion or another, And so in this particular game, they're bringing something here. They're creating a network and carrying on. I really thought Tyler was going to buy TBS because I said, okay, I smell him cooking. But perhaps that burned. But he's on that stove, honey. So now that he's over here, what are you looking to bring, with this particular series? Explain what it is. I know Floyd is the character again. So what is this about?
Well, Love Thy Neighbor is centered around a young lady by the name of Patrice Lovely. She plays this part called Hattie Mae. And Hattie Mae Love is her name. And what it is, she owns a diner. And she also has her daughter that's recently on and off again relationship with her husband, estranged husband, as well as her adult son, are all trying to stay up in the same house with Hattie. And Hattie is really not trying to have it. She's basically like a Mother Junior. And what has happened, though, because she has her own little unique way of expressing how she really feel about stuff, and usually she doesn't have a gate on that mouth. A long time ago, people told me that I had like a swinging door on my gate. In other words, every now and then something would pop out, but I never had a gate over my mouth, and so I had to learn, tact and to hold my tongue on a lot of stuff. So what happens is that Hattie doesn't have that gate. That gate is the hinges are falling off of it and everything. So with that, I'm also her partner in the diner. But, of course, she's trying to cheat me out of my percentage. But at the same time, I was married to her brother who died mysteriously, my older brother. And the jury is still out on how he died because, people starting to suspect Hattie that may have had some foul play in there. But, it's the comedy in that. But also we have, some other people like the boss of her grandson that's staying with her, a girl by the name of Zulai. She's of Hispanic descent, and she actually is the boss over this guy Danny and another one character, Jonathan Chase, this white guy out of Los Angeles who's amazingly talented. But both of them are joined at the hip buddies that also share an apartment, but they are always trying to holler at their boss because she's extremely, shapely and she's fine as hell, to be honest with you. But then, they also have another female in the same office that is always trying to make her way to seem like she's pretty too, and they always look at her as the ugly duckling, but she's actually a very attractive young lady, and she's like a little daughter to me too. And that's Demira Brunson. You can go on YouTube and see her. That girl is an idiot on Demira Brunson. But
okay,
that was a shameless plug from a little girl, right? So here it is now with all of that going on. And with all this going on, here I am also the building supervisor of the apartment that all of the other ones stay in. So I'm building supervisor, and I'm also the cook in the diner. And all of this is going on, and we're going back and forth. And me and Hattie have a love-hate relationship, so we're always going at it. But, we still remain friends, and she's still my sister-in-law, by law. But, we also like old buddies. And then in real life, I've known her for 25 years. Some of the first shows in Atlanta were together. So it's just like, for all this to come full suit like that, it's just kind of an amazing thing in itself. But Love Thy Neighbor is going to be so quirky. It's not House of Pain. It's totally different. And we go a lot more for comedy than for drama. We go for the throat on the comedy. So, you got a lot to look forward to. Tyler is even stretching a little bit with his whole brand of comedy. He wrote all the episodes. He directed all of them. He was there every day, hands-on, the whole nine. is just an amazing animal. But we shot all these episodes in 7 weeks. We shot 26 episodes in 7 weeks. That's unheard of. That's supposed to take a half a year.
Oh, my God.
Right. You're supposed to do an episode a week, but we were doing 2, sometimes 3 in a day. So the work ethic is there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's a suicide mission.
And you being a writer, you know what it would take to flip that kind of a, and he was writing as the show was going on.
Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I call him anointed machine, and I call him a vampire because he couldn't possibly sleep.
Right. John, please. Okay, because it took me 2 years to write my book, okay, and it took me 15 to write my play. You talking about Jesus?
Right.
Okay, but of course my
I used to wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning
and all of that.
To write mine.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to be 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I pop up, and my wife would nudge me. It's like, you're laughing and you're sleeping. You must be writing something. Get up, because she knows I would lose it if I just slept until the morning. And it was almost consistently at one point 2 to 3 times a week. I would wake up at 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, laughing, giggling, and I'd have to roll up, and I had to move my computer to my bedroom so it'd be right next to my bed, so that way I would be up and I'd start writing.
Oh wow!
That's how I started writing my first play.
Wow!
So,
now that's something.
I was getting beans.
Wow. Okay.
So sometimes you got to make the sacrifice and get on up, because you know that you've dreamt songs, you've dreamt shows and things like that, and it was in full color sometimes, and it was a full-fledged production, but you would stay asleep and you would lay in that bed. You got to get up and write that stuff down.
Right, and lose it.
Those are the little epiphanies that God gives us.
Wow. So Love Thy Neighbor, my darling, is airing tomorrow on the OWN network. And they're doing 2 episodes back to back. Yeah, but see, that's Tyler's format, because when he started with House of Pain and Meet the Browns, and then when it started going into syndication, they was doing back to back episodes, so he could have that time slot and this, that, and the other. So this is very interesting. I ain't mad at me. That's a business move, honey. Come on, now we all know what all that is.
But there's residuals. Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Ain't nothing better than some mailbox money.
Ooh,
how people used to back in the day, sitting there waiting on that check to come in the mailbox. Yeah, I'd be waiting.
So
I'd be shouting all the way into the house.
I bet. Okay. You have conquered, walked on land, and have spit on land that I'm dreaming to get to. Okay, 2 questions. The first one. Of all of this, of the business of show, what do you think is probably your greatest lesson that you've learned? And then the second question would be...
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The second question would be, a piggyback on that is, teaching someone who wants to get to where you are, what would be your lesson to teach them?
Okay. When I first started with a show called A Good Man Is Hard to Find back in the day, I was like, oh, my goodness, this is it. This was like 1992.
Yes, I remember that.
Touring it to the point where we actually toured for 3 years, and we only had 2 weeks off in the summer and 2 weeks for Christmas. But during that process, even though it was good when it was good and it was bad when it was bad, I learned what not to do. I learned that couldn't let alcohol and drugs get in the way to where it stifled the creativity. I learned what not to do when it came to treating people the right way or the wrong way. I saw various examples, not saying for Reverend David Payton, who was a writer, but I saw some things around. At this point, these people have become my family on the road.
Right.
And so I saw what I was not supposed to do with my family and how family members can really treat you. And then I had to also remember that these Negroes are not really my blood family. So you can only trust them to a certain point. I learned also that you should ever evolve. You should always concentrate on making things better and honing your craft. don't take it for granted that you're just so talented, you're so gifted that you can't work your craft. Even Billy Blanks had at the top of the building when he was doing his Taibo, faith without works is dead.
Okay.
You can have all the faith in the world, but if you don't do nothing, that's all it is. It's faith, and you're going to sit down and expect God to do everything, and you're not going to get up off your butt and do something. You're not going to work the gift that he gave you. You're just going to sit on it. You're going to bury it in the ground maybe. You understand?
Right.
So when people come up to me like, how do I get a Tyler Perry? Don't try to get a Tyler Perry. Be the best big meat you can be.
Exactly.
And create your own gig. And create your own gig, which is what you have done. Where am I on the Big Meat Show? Dish and Tea.
Exactly.
So here it is now. And then I didn't know what the hell Dish and Tea was until you explained it to me 2 weeks ago. So here it was. I was like, I ain't going on that dog and nobody. I ain't even know.
Right.
So here it is now. After all is said and done, you learn what not to do. You get yourself prepared. You prepare yourself for such a time as this. I am not an overnight success. I'm a 25-year overnight success. In other words, there was a process to get to this point. This didn't all just happen all of a sudden. I just decided to walk into Tyler Perry Studios, audition, I got a gig. I already told you the testimony about how I had to go and do this dance. I didn't want to do it, but I had to be obedient. And then I was blessed. And so if you be a good steward over the little bit that God has blessed you with, he'll make you Lord over much. And that's what he's doing right now. And I'm not even arrived yet. I'm not even there yet. I'm not even at the full potential of what he has for me. You understand what I'm saying? But I got a website right now. I have headshots. I have a resume. I have a press kit. I've invested in myself. Because if you don't invest in yourself, who else is going to do it? Who else is going to put up some money for your raggedy tail if you haven't done what you're supposed to do? You got to do the due diligence and do the work. Don't expect somebody to just hand you something. This has become an enabled generation. They think people should just hand you stuff.
Lord.
That you're enabled or you're entitled. You're supposed to be entitled to all of this. You haven't earned an inheritance. Do you see that the kids over there in England that are Prince William and Harry and all of them, they're in the military and they're doing things and they're creating to keep the monarchy alive. You understand? They're having children with their wives, one of them with his wife, to make sure that he ensures that, if nothing else, his wife will be a good queen.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So all of these things, you have to do the work. You have to, faith without works is dead. Learn what not to do and stay away from that. And in the process, you'll learn what to do, because seeing the positive is a lot easier to see. But negative is always a real ugly light is shown on that. It's real easy to see that too. But if you can look for the positive, that's the more difficult thing. I take that back. The positive is more difficult to see because everybody shines a light on the negative.
Because it's blinded. It's blinded because our business is, sex, drugs, rock and roll have always been what has been the selling points. All about the bling, all about the spectacular, all about the all about. And a lot of folks get into this business just to brand themselves as that. You hear, I worked in the hotel as hotel security, and we would get celebrities come up in there just to tear. They go to the hotel just to tear it up because that's what they're supposed to do, quote unquote, because they're rockers or whatever the case may be. We got a hotel suite of, we just told to join up and blah blah blah, not realizing somebody got to pay for that. Y'all just destroyed this. And someone has to pay for it, but because that is the image of what the business is.
Not all publicity is good publicity.
Exactly. And that there has been the lie. Where at least they're talking about you, not in the way that they're supposed to, sugar.
Right. Let me tell you just one thing, and if nobody else listens to anything I said today, this is the difference in being successful in this business. Your gifts and your talents can get you there, but your character keeps you there.
Ooh, that's rich.
That's the difference.
That's rich.
That's the difference. I ain't had to put no scripture with it, but it's all God. So Just know your gifts and your talents can get you there, but your character will keep you there. Because if I was an a-hole and didn't know what the world I was doing and I was being just a jerk, I could have gotten on House of Pain the first time I saw that, and it wouldn't be 6 years later because I was only supposed to do 12 episodes.
Wow.
It's been 6.5 years.
Wow.
You can be the most gifted and talented person in the world, and you got to know when it's your time. And you got to consider who your source is. Tyler Perry is not my source. When I worked with Bishop Eddie Long, that wasn't my source. God is my source.
Exactly.
And if you continue to remember that, and I have to tell myself that sometimes.
That's ever going. Exactly. Because we get complacent. See, when it starts getting good, complacency can easily sit in because you think, okay, this is it. And then when you start to look at it, when you're ready to step out and grow, and I notice this because when it's time to take that step, that is one of the most scariest steps because it's like, do I trust it? Am I being overzealous? What do I do? You done prayed about it. You're not sure if this is the right step. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you get there, exactly. Okay. That's the song. Will you trust me? Okay. Because there's that shake-up there. You know, that road is going to get rocky. You don't know. You don't know if it's the right move. Things are going to get a little bumpy and carry on. Yeah. You know, okay, if I leave this job, I don't know if I got enough in the bank to sit down here to sustain me till I get the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this. And this is another thing that people don't understand. You have to make sure that what it is you're about to do is definitely God sent. That's one thing. Because if you're acting out on flesh, that's what you're going to end up having. Just your flesh sitting up there homeless. So what has to happen is that make sure that it's of God of what it is that you're trying to do. And also, have you not known anybody that has not had pains and sufferings when they're pregnant with a child? So if you're pregnant with something that God has impregnated you with, that he has put just in you and expects you to be a good steward over that child that he has placed in you, you're going to have some birthing pains. You're going to have some morning sickness. You're going to have some false labor and stuff like that.
Say that. False labor.
Shut up. Right, that false labor and that maturation that's going to have to go on with that baby until you eventually birth that child. And when you birth the child, that's just the beginning of the hard work because now you got to feed that child. You got to provide for that child. You got to continue to nurture that child and train them in the way that they should go, and they will never depart from thee, that thee being God and what God has placed in you to be able to be trustworthy to have that child and to nurture it and bring it to the full fruition of what God wants you to have it to be. So you have to make sure that it's of him and make sure that when you do get it, that you be a good steward over it. Because if you don't, he'll take it away. He'll take your gift away. He'll silence you. He'll silence your voice. He'll silence anything that you have to put out there that's you and not him. So be careful of what you ask for. And make sure that you have prepared yourselves to do what it is that you think that God has. If you don't think, you better know that is what he's placed inside of you to do it. If there's something that you're supposed to do, Big Meech, to help out the gay community, to bring more awareness to HIV and AIDS and things like that, then that's what he's ordained you to do that, to save some lives.
Okay.
That might be your calling.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And then you can do that through this show because God has given you a platform to do some good. We ain't gonna preach today.
You didn't even know that. You didn't even know that because, see, this show took a life of its own because it started off as I got pissed. I was jealous slightly of an organization because I was like, how in the hell did they get a radio show? Okay?
Right.
So I went to their show to go listen to see what happened. That's how I came across Blog Talk Radio. I was like, I don't know nothing about this. And so when you sign up to make a social page, they ask you, do you want to sign up as a listener or as a host? So naturally I said, Oh, so that's how they got it. So I signed up as a host. And I thought I was just going to have this just to, to play around with it because I'm looking to get into voiceover work. So I said, well, I'll create this, and then I'll just make up some mock commercials or whatever, and I'll use this as so I can build my reel tape or whatever. It's cheaper. I ain't got to go in the studio for it. This would be my studio. And it's slowly but surely, I'll be 4 years old July 1st. So slowly but surely, this started to take a life of its own just for that reason that you just said. So you didn't even know that.
Right.
Just
so
for
all
that
of this
reason.
All of this stuff just starts to manifest if you just be diligent and be a good steward over this one thing. He'll make you Lord over more. So, it's just, that kid's about jumped out, dude. I'm over here at BTT Fun Sport Jumpy Place, with just a shameless plug. Bring your kids. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I got to be careful saying the word kids because it could mean something. Because I did what you call it, the children. I can say bring your children here, and then all of a sudden they will think that it's like Labor Day weekend, and it's like, oh, we're having a nice little LG Elemental P gathering over at the PTT Dress.
Listen at this fool here, okay?
I want the letter to get that. Lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual. Is that right?
Yeah.
LGTB? No, that's the tuberculosis. LGBT. How is it said? Because I don't want to be ignorant and say it the wrong way, and then somebody come up and slap me in the middle of the street.
Child, listen, we have get it wrong because depending on who says, a lot of folks, most lesbians, when they say it, they'll say LGBT because it's a lesbian talking. I know gay folks that say the GLBT because it's the gay man saying it first. A lot of folks just say the gay community, and it's hilarious, honey. It really
That's all encompassing. That's why I said earlier, why didn't they just put a big old G? You know what I'm saying? And like put some fringe on it.
And I'm gonna tell you, because the whole idea of it is,
and nobody will know the difference.
Everybody is sitting up there wanting to be identified, and when you're dealing with the broken people, and this here. All of us have dealt with some kind of brokenness, I mean, even in the church, everybody got to have a title somewhere.
And you explained that to me before, and it made a lot of sense.
Everybody wants some sense of belonging and a title because society has made it to where the titles are more important than the work itself. So now, in order for me to be seen and to be heard,
have so many members
back
in the day.
To be seen,
everybody wants to have a sense of belonging to something.
You have to have, well, what about this and what about that? So if we say the gay community, then a lot of the issues get missed because don't nobody know, the T community, the trans community. That's something that nobody wants to deal with because of what all that encompasses. The bi-attractional community, that community is either bi-attractional.
What was that word you used?
Bi-attractional. Well, what that is, it becomes a politically correct term. Yeah. Well, what happens is because we're so used to saying sex, bisexual, and this, that, and the other, we've taken the word sex out because if you remove sex from everything, you're dealing with attraction. Remember, we talked about that before. About attraction is what's innate. Nobody can help or determine what they're attracted to. You just know you're drawn to it. It ain't got nothing to do with sex. You just know that's what you're attracted to. Whether it is platonically or romantically or whatever, you just know you're attracted to it. So bi-attractional people just know that they are attracted to both the male and the female gender. They don't know
now you're gonna have you're going to have to have me call in one day and now the straight talk. And educating the heterosexual community,
The heteroattractional community.
Community, right. I'm sorry.
And that's what it is. It goes across the board because that there is all about learning how to be inclusive with all of this, which is why, to have you here and this loosely fits with the whole idea of the urban theater motif because it is a part of theater. No, we're not doing Shakespeare. We're not doing Les Miserables, okay, or Cats. Okay, and plays, you know, if I see fences or heard somebody doing fences one more damn time,
right.
You know, I'm sick of us that black folks, all we know is fences and a raisin in the sun.
Right.
Okay, as black
kids. There have not been any new pieces. And that's the thing. Well, at some point or another, the whole genre got bastardized a little bit. And that's where some of the critics have come from. Because you're actually a critic in a sense, but at the same time, you know, you embrace this new urban theater community as well. But you would like to see some of the classics, or let's create our new classics. Why hasn't anybody done Wicked Ways over again? Why has anybody not done I Know I've Been Changed, Tyler's first show, over again? Why he could, that would be an idea right there to revisit that as a 20th and 15th anniversary.
To take it, and then to take it to where it has new life and carrying on, because you know with expression and carrying on and how people create differently, and then get somebody else to direct it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because directors are different, and this, that, and the other. And then when you learn how to examine a script, and then you can pull this out, and this is what this meant, and this is an inference here. This is important, and
somebody right now to do one of my old plays, and we just do the licensing and everything like that. You can direct it, or you can call me in to direct it. You can even have me in it if the price is right, and the timing is right, and the scheduling. And just I did a show called Can a Woman Make a Man Lose His Mind? Toured for 2.5 years, very successful. I did another one, What a Man Wants, What a Woman Needs. We could do that. It's on DVD.
Yes, I remember that.
It's all of that. You can do those right there. I did another one, Till Death Do Us Part. You can do that one. You know, I license them out. You do them, put them up. You spend all that money you want to, because a lot of people don't realize just how difficult it is to mount a play, too.
Trust, I'm learning that now.
There's a serious transition. Ask Tyler, ask you, from going from the page to the stage. That's a transition. So those are the sort of things that people need to know. And thus, I am actually writing a book. I'm not even going to tell you the title yet, but when you see it, you'll know it's me.
Okay. Well, listen, let me give everybody where they can find you, and also this new project of yours, Neo Save, because you got to tell me why that's the title of your musical project, and where folks can find it. All the music that you've heard today, honey, comes from the album. So go ahead.
Right. Well, Neo Saved is I wanted some transitional music from those that are traditionally churchy and those that may still be jumping up and down in the club, you know what I'm saying, dropping it like it's hot.
Right.
So what happens is that I'm trying to make that transition for the newly saved, because neo means new.
Uh-huh.
And so that's where that came from. And if you ever noticed that Neo was a character from The Matrix, because Neo was to save the world. So this is the new world, but this is new music to help with the newly saved, so that they can make that transition, because they're not ready for Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior, or Amazing Grace just yet, until their palate gets older and they ingest more adult spiritual food, because they're on baby food and formula right now when they just get saved, which is why sometimes the church has lost a lot of people, because they didn't nurture them when they just got saved. That's another whole topic.
Right.
But anyway, this is nurturing music. This is like, let me wean you, not necessarily complete love, because R&B has its place. I'm an R&B head myself. But it's like, this is what God chose to use me for at this particular season. So in doing this type of music, I'm helping to make that transition a little bit easier, not condemning anybody or showing them that, you can still get a bump, but you can still get a message. I'm doing playwriting in my music. I'm actually creating a production in my music to where it will help, because the pulpit is not always the place where people get saved. Some people get saved on the street. Some people get saved in a hotel room. I got saved in a hotel room in New Orleans because I was tired. I was tired of living the life that I was living. I was tired of being a hoe. I was tired of just going out and sleeping with woman after woman just for the mere sake of doing it. I was, tired of not having a relationship that I can call my own, that I can nurture and get to the point where I can have my own family. So all of those things, that's when I asked God to come into my life because I didn't want to live like that anymore. And I broke up with one of the girls that was allegedly a girlfriend the next day.
Wow.
And it changed my life. Changed my life.
Wow.
Because I was getting into a darker area of the world. I mean, I did say New Orleans, and I just started talking about numerology and all kinds of, you know, witchcraft and craziness like that. And I was like, that's not of God. That's not of me. And I asked him, I was like, well, what is it that's missing? What's missing? And he's like, I thought you'd never ask. I was crying on the inside of that room harder than the rain was hitting the window outside my hotel.
Wow.
And I asked him to come into my life in a hotel room. That's why I mean, that's why one of those songs, like I Know Him for Myself on the album, you know, Mama can't save me, Daddy can't save me, gotta know Him for myself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I had been raised Presbyterian and went to Catholic school and went to a Presbyterian college. But yet I never confessed it. I thought I was saved by proxy just because I was born of saved parents. But I never asked him to save me.
Wow,
and
that's a title of the show.
Saved me as a double entendre.
That's a title of the show.
He asked me, would you trust me now? With your heart?
Wow. Okay.
Can you I've been sitting here waiting on you. I wasn't lost. I've been here the whole time.
Okay.
And that's why people's like, you know, when I found the Lord, no, you didn't find him. He's been patiently waiting you to acknowledge the fact that he's been right there over your shoulder, taking care of your crazy behind and keeping you from all hurt, harm, and danger. And you didn't even know why you didn't fall asleep behind the wheel when you was driving cross country. Why that bullet didn't hit you in the side of your head. You understand? Why you didn't die from HIV. Why you just avoided that person you could have slept with and been contaminated. Or infected, rather. What is it that saved you from that? Grace and mercy. Until you figure it out. It was him all along. Big Meat, I spent 3 hours with you almost.
I know. That's what I could talk all day, I know. I love it.
Looking at me with Lay's potato chips, talking about, can we buy this? Can we buy this? I said, yeah, you could buy it, but these Negroes ain't got no money. My babies out there and jump to their heart's delight. But you can find me on Palmer Williams J on Twitter. Palmer Williams J. I'm on PalmerWilliamsJr.com. I have my website there. And you can email me through that as well. I have Palmer Williams Jr. on Facebook, but I have an official fan page because I'm full on the Friends, which is a blessing.
Okay.
You know, so, and I'm also on Instagram as Palmer Williams J. I'll send out silly pictures every often. So, I mean, I just man, I tell you, this has been a wonderful, supposed to be interview, but conversation. And people have to understand, this is how you and I talk when we're at dinner.
That's what I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you, this is what we do. And then you can catch us because we're there from time to time at divasandcocktails.com with R&B diva Nikki Gilbert. You know, we go over there and chill with them from time to time. So go to divasandcocktails.com and you can catch episodes where we are there as well. So let me get you back to your children, Big Daddy. You go ahead on and do that. Because I'm sitting up here, I'm still recuperating, honey. I'm hurting. I done walked around D.C., never been there ever before in my life. And when
Are you serious?
My camera, and I have never been to D.C. before prior to this weekend, honey. And I was determined to go find this King Memorial. I left my hotel room, honey, with a full charge on my phone. Do you know the second I got there to that damn memorial, I put my camera up to go click it, and it said no battery, honey. Phone is shutting off. When I tell you, I said, Lord, you love laughing at me.
I got pictures of when I went there because I actually folded my arms in front of it and took a picture like I was king. So I'll just go ahead. I'll text you some of those pictures and stuff, and you can put them up on your blog or whatever. It's like, and put right up under here.
My proxy.
Big Meech. I got pictures. You know,
right? No, I had somebody take a picture on his camera and send it to my phone. Like, I'm trying to put it up on Facebook. And do you know I don't remember my Facebook password because I saved it on the computer. So every time I log in,
you had all these codes and everything I had to call today, but you can't remember your own face. But I ain't gonna lie, between my phone and then the computer, I always forget because it's already logged in on the computer, but on the phone, I forget.
You're right. So I'm there, so I can't post it yet. But yeah, there is that. But all right, you get back with the children and carrying on. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again on the set with Divas and Cocktails.
Hey, and you get back with the children and
you're so fucking stupid.
I'm just, you gotta learn the jargon. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It was some term that I used to use a long time ago, and somebody kind of like pulled me to the side and corrected me real quick, like. And it's like, because I had heard, I have a good friend named Naomi Booker, but she goes by Naomi Levette. And
yes, I know her.
Oh, that's my sweetheart. So she and I started out in the business together too. She was in a couple of my plays. But what it is that when we were talking, and they were talking about how the money wasn't right. And I was like, yeah, I want to get my coins too. And I didn't understand. And she's like, you don't want to use that term.
You don't want to use that one. Not your coin.
I mean, yeah, but she had to school me on that because I didn't know.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
And so I'm going around talking, I want my coins to be right too. And then I guess that's probably why I got some of them looks and had that. And okay, now let's just put this out there too. What is it that when gay men look you up and down as if you stink? What is that look? I was like, why are you looking at me like that? Huh?
It depends on who it comes from. If it's an effeminate gay man that look up and down and say you stink, meaning that you are a straight man who think that you cool and trying to get in on something that you know it's kind of like calling you fake. You fake,
wow.
You ain't real, and you're dismissed. If you
but
are,
if it's a
masculine,
there's some black women that do the same look though.
Exactly, and that the black women do it because they sit up there trying to. They trying to say you ain't all that, and I could be better than you, and this, that, and the other. I don't need you. The whole neck roll thing, the sister girlfriend move. When I was
hoish, that used to be the reason why I would go after her.
Exactly, because
she thought that she couldn't be had.
Because she thought she was until you broke it down, and then you Eddie Murphy, honey. Okay, it's time for you to get up and go.
Eddie Murphy, that's hilarious. Like Boomerang.
Right.
That is so dumb. That is so dumb. You are the worst. All right, Big Meech. Hey, and everybody, y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or go to own.com, and they have like a channel finder. So if you can't find it on the, I guess, depending upon your Xfinity or DirecTV or whatever your cable provider, AT&T, however, there's a channel finder on own.com. And, man, I appreciate you inviting me on your show and everything. And it was entertaining to me as well. All right? And don't forget that last thing I said for them, look, your gifts and your talents will get you there, but your character will keep you there.
It's your character that, baby, I'm putting that on a T-shirt. Okay. That's a T-shirt and a Hallmark card, honey.
I know that's right.
And for you, Saved by Proxy, honey, that's the title of your next show. Saved by Proxy. That's just all in my spirit. I'm going to give you
featured
that now.
At the 14th Street Playhouse.
Okay. Okay, starring, honey. Okay.
Big Meech. I knew it. I know that's coming.
See that? Go on to them kids, child. Because we'll be doing this all day.
I'm going to see y'all come see my friend at BTT Jump Sport and everything. Jumpy place, an indoor jumpy place. It's right on Austell Road. And then on certain days,
that's down here in Atlanta, children. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like in Marietta. Marietta, Austell.
In Marietta.
Yeah, well, they call it Austell because it's too black to be Marietta. So
exactly. Shut up.
Right. So make sure y'all come check it out and everything because they have like a all jump at 11 o'clock all day for like $6 or $8. My kid's gonna be so damn tired. I'm glad too. Niggas take a nap. Anyway.
Good, honey. Okay, I'm gonna call you Miss Seeley, honey. My children getting fresh air, plenty of exercise. Okay.
Look here, my wife's still at work, and I'm being daddy daycare right now, and trying to write. That's so funny. I wish you could see where I am. I'm in the storage room of the jumping place because I can't hear.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Because the fans are going in the jumping.
Right.
All right, and then just one more shout out to the Elemental P community and everything. I had to say it one more time. And please don't get offended. I'm just silly.
No, we are, child. Please, I haven't told you the Q and the I that's added on there, honey. See, yeah, we'll talk later.
What is that? Oh God!
It's the LGBTQI.
It's gonna take about 15 minutes to identify a community.
No, LGBTQI. Q is for questioning. I is for intersex. The intersex is now what they used to call hermaphrodites back in the day.
One more time. What is it again?
LGBTQI. Q is for questioning. I is for intersex, and intersex is the politically correct word for hermaphrodites.
So
those that were born with both genitalia.
It would be called the liberty or something like that.
Right. Bam!
Liberty. So I want to say, be safe out there in the liberty community.
Now you are so stupid. Speaking in tongues, honey. Go on now, see?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, man. That's so funny. But look, let me tell you like this. Let me tell you this one thing. I know I'm trying to go, but let me tell you this one thing. When you were talking about the division and how everybody wants to be identified, everybody wants a title, you know what that sounds like?
Right.
Tower of Babel. That sounds like how the churches got separated because everybody wanted their own separate identity for the same God. So be careful with that.
And that's traditional church teachings that you speak in, and it applies. And I keep saying that because I'm not a traditional believer like that anymore. However, the lessons are there. If you learn from it, if you pull for it, that goes across the board. The Tower of Babel thing, you better understand. Look at our society because that's what it is. I mean, hell, the show tonight, the have and the have-nots. What is that? Exactly what that is. That's the Tower of Babel.
But then you'd also have to look at it, too. I think what he's trying to go for in that particular show is that it's also showing that you can have everything but not have your soul.
And still. Exactly.
What profit a man to gain the whole world and yet lose his soul?
Exactly.
And then for anybody out there today that was listening, that was contemplating any kind of suicide, because like even Big Meech has explained to me about how with that community, how there's a lot of loneliness and a lot of broken people and stuff like that. It's not worth it. No person is worth it. Nobody is worth, you taking your own life, and don't be selfish with a life that has so much life to live. You are a gift of God, so utilize your gift to give him glory, and I promise you that everything else, you won't have to worry about ever being lonely again because he's always with you.
See there. And because our lives are not our own. That is one of the other great lessons of our lives are not our own. It is to be of service to one another. Everything that we do is for other folks to glean from so that they can grow. The more you give, the more you will receive. You'd be surprised if you give love, you'll receive it. You'll receive it. That's it. Because I say in my book, the process is sandpaper for the soul. The process. But the thing of it is, all of us are looking for the benefits of the process, but don't want to be processed. We don't want to go through it. Because the process itself is hell.
Right. Well,
the process itself is hell. Yes. Exactly.
All right, bro. Well, I'll see you at
those babies.
Beavers and Cocktails and everything, because these little jokers, they foaming at the mouth. They're so hungry. All right,
so
man.
Stupid. All right.
All right, man. Be blessed. Peace.
All right. See you later. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time, your love, and your grace, honey. That was Mr. Palmer Williams, Jr. Okay, y'all know him as Floyd, honey, from the House of Pain or whatever, but now you're going to know him from Love Thy Neighbor. Love Thy Neighbor airs tomorrow night. That is the 29th of May right there on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Honey, check your local listings for all of the channels and the times that they're going to be airing in your area, okay? So having said all of that, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, darling, because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea, my darlings, with Big Meech. If you love me, tell a friend. If you hate me, tell an enemy. But do know this, one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, this thing here will move forward, honey. Join me tomorrow at our regular time, Wednesday at 1 p.m., honey. We'll be back with the regular show, and we will go from there. I can't tell you the topic because I don't know if I'm doing a don't come out of a bag or what just yet. I had it planned, but something has changed, and so now I got to rework it. I know. So, having said all that, join us again tomorrow night, honey. Same time, same place, and we'll do it again, honey. So, until then, honey, be blessed.